All right, let's dive into something that feels incredible, but is actually packed with some fascinating science: the hot tub. We're going to go way beyond the bubbles and the warmth to uncover what's really going on inside your body. You know that exact feeling, right? The moment you sink into that hot water and just let out a sigh. It feels so simple, like pure comfort. But believe me, what's happening to your body in that moment is anything but simple. The truth is, stepping into that water kicks off a massive chain reaction, a full body physiological event. So the big question is, what is actually going on in there when the heat takes over? Well, let's find out. We're going to start our journey with just a simple 20-minute soak. And as you're about to see, that's really all it takes to kickstart a pretty powerful transformation.
So, on the surface, it just looks like you're chilling out, right? A relaxing soak. But underneath, your body is launching this full-scale scientific response. It's a chain reaction that touches almost every major system you've got.
So what's the magic formula here? Well, the research points to this: about 20 minutes in water that's right around 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit. That seems to be the sweet spot, the trigger for all these incredible changes we're going to talk about. And it all starts with the brain. First stop on our tour of the body, the brain. This is all about the relaxation response and how your brain and nervous system cook up that feeling of pure bliss. Think of your body as having a control panel. The heat basically tells your nervous system, hey, we're safe. So it dials down your fight or flight mode and cranks up the rest and digest system. You're literally flipping the switch inside you from stressed out to totally calm. And here's what's happening behind the scenes chemically. Your brain starts pumping out more endorphins. Those are its own natural painkillers. You get a little hit of dopamine, which boosts your mood. And at the exact same time, cortisol, the main stress hormone, starts to plummet. See, this isn't just you thinking you feel better. It's a measurable neurochemical event. It's this chemical cocktail that explains why you can feel so much less anxious and more relaxed in literally just 10 minutes. But what's happening in your brain is only the beginning. Okay, now for what might be the most surprising part of this whole thing: how a hot tub can actually give your heart a workout without you moving a single muscle. Scientists have a really cool name for this phenomenon. They call it passive exercise. Your cardiovascular system is put to work, almost like you're doing moderate exercise, all while you're just sitting there. This is a huge deal, especially for people who might struggle with traditional workouts. So how does it work? Let's look at the numbers. First off, your heart starts pumping faster. To help your body get rid of all that extra heat, your heart rate actually goes up by about 20 to 30 beats per minute. To put that in perspective, that's pretty much the same as going for a brisk walk. While that's happening, your whole circulatory system just opens up. Your blood vessels get wider to let heat escape, and the effect is dramatic. Studies have shown that blood flow to your legs can shoot up by a whopping 46%. And here's the real payoff. For adults dealing with high blood pressure, just one soak can lead to a drop in their systolic blood pressure, that's the top number, by about 6 to 7 points. And get this, that's not just a temporary dip. That effect can stick around for the next 24 hours. All right, from your heart, let's travel down to your muscles. I mean, so many of us use a hot tub for soreness, right? Well, it turns out there's a very precise reason it works so well. So here's the play-by-play. The heat opens up the blood vessels in your muscles, which cranks up the blood flow. This fresh rush of blood brings in more oxygen and nutrients. And just as importantly, it flushes out all the junk that makes you sore, like lactic acid. And it's not just the heat doing the work. The buoyancy of the water is a total game changer. It basically makes you feel weightless, which takes all that gravitational pressure off your spine and your joints. It's instant relief that pairs perfectly with all the circulatory benefits. So we've seen what happens in the moment, that 20-minute window. But now let's pull back and look at the big picture. What are the lasting health benefits we're talking about here? I think this quote from a study in Frontiers in Physiology really just nails it. It says that regular hot water bathing can improve how flexible your arteries are, which is, and I quote, similar to the adaptations seen with exercise training. That whole passive exercise thing, it's very, very real. So when you put it all together, the long-term gains are pretty significant. You're getting cardiovascular conditioning, you're building up your resilience to stress, you're getting better sleep, and your muscles recover faster, all from just soaking. And hey, if better sleep is what you're after, the research has a super specific pro tip for you: a 20-minute soak, about 90 minutes before you plan to go to bed. That cycle of your body warming up and then cooling down is a really powerful signal that tells your brain it's time to rest.
So, after all this, the big takeaway is pretty clear, right? A hot tub soak is not a passive activity. It's not just about relaxing. It's an active process that is literally conditioning your body from the inside out, from your brain to your heart to your muscles. Which really brings us to one final thought. When you stack up all the science, the passive exercise, the brain chemistry, the muscle recovery, you just have to wonder, is the hot tub maybe the most underrated health tool hiding in plain sight? Something to think about next time you take a dip. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.